Alrighty, we're pleased today to have on from Peterborough, Ontario, longtime sports anchor. You'd be familiar with him, seen him on your TV most mornings growing up. Now has his own podcast called Boomsies. He's a really good dude. After all that, we're happy to have on today Dan O'Toole.
Shit, yeah, boys.
There we go. Starting hot.
Right
You
into
shouldn't have told me that they're swearing on this. Now that's all I'm going to do.
it. Well, we are explicit and we encourage it, Dan. But I don't know. I thought I nailed that though. Boomsies.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Boomsies.
Can you give us a quick boomsies?
Boomsies. Look at this. The guy dropped this off at my front door. He just got a new lathe or one of those machines that does woodwork. So I've got a woodwork hand cut sign right behind me.
I can confirm it is not a lathe.
Okay, so what? It's a digital something? I know nothing about anything.
No, a lathe makes things round.
Yeah, lathe makes baseball bats.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's a digital woodcutter.
there you go.
Okay.
What do you call
We're
it?
starting hot, boys.
Yeah, nice one, you dick. All right. So, Dan, first off, how are things with you? What's new? What's happening? And obviously, what's going on with you?
Well, I started a podcast, so I'm doing that. I actually just talked to Olympic gold medal winner Natalie Spooner.
Nice.
I just finished talking to her, and you know what I did? I don't know if you guys get the same after you interview someone. You're like, oh man, I forgot to ask that. I forgot to ask her what it was like wearing a mask for an entire game against the Russians.
Oh,
Yeah.
We do
so
that every
I
week.
really effed that up, guys. I really effed it up.
Well, Harry, you can ask my players the same question. We had to do it at the start of the year. When they for the
Okay.
first 4 games, they had to wear masks. It was the worst thing ever. Refs were calling mask penalties. It was a blow their nose. It was But I thought guys were going to have cardiac arrest on the ice. That I was worried for them. That they're playing in a hot rink. They're wearing a mask, and these aren't even professional athletes. Can you imagine being a professional athlete wearing a mask in the Olympics?
I can't believe that there was a penalty. So they had to put that in the rule book. So it was a 2-minute or was it like a 5-minute major?
The ref goes 2 minutes for mask violation, and there was 4 aside. So it was like 3-on-3 hockey in preseason. It was unbelievable.
if it's below your mouth, it's a double minor.
That's right.
If it's below your chin, it's a chin diaper, and that's a 5 in a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
But if you fight and keep your mask in place, no major at all. No penalties.
like
No
nothing
penalties
happened.
given.
No, you're encouraged. You actually did a 5-on-3 now the other way, so it's perfect.
That's right.
Yeah, no, but we definitely do the same thing though. We finish a podcast and we're like, wow, we forgot to ask A, B, and C and D. So we feel you.
Yeah. It's also if you're at an event and you meet someone and you forget, oh man, I meant to say that to them. Or if you had a really good dig that you forgot to use that in a trash talk. Yeah. We all go through those moments, but hey, I'm over it now because I got to voice it out loud with you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dan, I want to, you can confirm this or deny this. I think growing up in Peterborough, what sorts of hobbies were you up to? What were you doing? Hockey, football, golf, chess? I don't know what you were up to. As a young
Chess
Dan.
now. I always wanted to learn chess. I haven't done that. I played actually played junior golf. So I had a membership in grade 7, and I never got another membership for golf until this past summer. Played pond hockey on an outdoor rink, not an ODR. It's an outdoor rink. Played box ball. I don't know if you guys ever played that. So it's you get a tennis ball, you get a bat, you draw a box on the side of a wall, and the pitcher has to try get the ball into the box. The batter tries to hit it. So that's your strike zone. You've got an automatic strike zone. You don't
Yep.
need umpires and stuff. So, and then you have designated spots. If you hit it over this line, it's a single. Hit it over there, it's a double, so on and so forth. So played a lot of that, and also a lot of road hockey.
Nice.
Problem with road hockey when you're in between seasons and there's no snow on the ground, there's no ice, and you're playing on pavement and you're in net. Oh, you're gonna get the odd pebble
Oh, yeah.
if you're in
Yeah.
goal.
Yeah.
Right.
And frozen tennis balls. We were playing road hockey when I was in college in Ottawa. I was in net, and then we had a frozen tennis ball right in the eyeball. I had to go to the emergency room. I couldn't see out of my eye.
Oh,
That's dangers of living in Canada, boys.
Oh yeah. I'd say even playing road hockey in the spring's the worst. You get a wet tennis ball and that thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
That slaps.
Back of the leg. Oh yeah.
You always had to find the buddy who lived on like a quiet crescent, so you didn't have the cars to worry about.
See, we didn't have to worry about cars. We had long driveways out in the country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I had the balls and I played ball hockey one year and played net in that. The biggest shot, if you guys have ever played it, he's from a slap shot from center ice because you don't know where that thing's going.
Thing's knuckling at you.
Yeah.
Doing this.
And you get that in the side of the leg. But those guys are crazy. Like they're hacking each other. There's almost a fight every game. Like tone it down, boys. You aren't making it to the ball league show.
Looks like lacrosse when you watch them.
Oh, and they're just, and boy, do they get after it after the game. I'm getting the hell out of there. There's going to be a fight in the parking lot.
So it sounds like you were a goalie though, Dan.
I was.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I'm like 5'8.5".
You and Darren Payne were just fighting out for playing tendy.
That's
like
right. Me and Alan Bester, if you guys remember him, old Leafs goalie, he was shorter than me. Yeah, and Mike Vernon. So when I grew up, I idolized these guys. I'm like, hey, if they made it, I can make it. Now, what's the shortest a goalie is? Probably 6 foot.
Yeah.
And all goalies now, they have like a goalie coach from the age of 10 on.
Yeah.
I was just the kid who was given the gear one game and then kept asking, oh, can I just keep doing it? And no one else wanted to. And then my brother would always ask me, he's like, it's pretty weird that you willingly stand in front of hard rubber. There's something wrong with you. And that always sticks with me. I'm like, there is something wrong with goalies. So it's true when they say something's off with goalies. Yeah, there is.
I remember my first year of hockey, we would like rotate who got to play goalie, and you're always fired up like the 2 times a year that it was your turn. It was like, oh yeah, get put on the big pads.
That's right. And you'd probably always try to emulate like Bill Ranford or something, do 2-pad stacks every save. So I was known as a flopper. So there was still stand-up goalies when I was around. And all I hear from the crowd is my dad yelling, "Get up! Get up!" So I was like terrified to go down and cover up the puck. But yeah, I was a flopper.
My dad still says that. He's like, if he wouldn't have gone down, it would have been an easy save.
That's right. There are the goalies, they go down when the puck's at the point, they're down. I don't get it. No, it's very rare to see a stand-up save now.
I played goalie one time. Remember like the old the Pat games, you had the full ice thing?
Yeah.
So we had a full ice at a Western Hockey League game. And at the time I was a pretty solid hockey player. But I decided that's the game I'm going to play goalie. My dad was pissed. He's like, we're playing a 200-foot game. We're like 8 years old. I had 0 shots on net. Our team was a wagon. I think it was like 9-0 for us. I stood there and my old man was like, this is your time to shine. You're 8 years old.
Well,
playing goalie.
So what you're saying is the one time you played net, you got a shutout.
Yeah. I'm 1-0. So I'm a hell attendee.
Glass half.
Good stats.
Those are amazing stats. Retire on those.
1,000% save percentage for coach.
Yeah, I was buzzing.
All right, Dan. When was the first time that you got behind the mic? Because it looked like that you started as the Ottawa 67's play-by-play guy.
Yeah. So I did that in college. I went to Ottawa. We had a sports program there as a part of the radio broadcast program. And we were calling 67's games. No one went to the games when I was there. So I started calling games and then we ended up doing the entire season. So yeah, that's kind of where I started calling Ottawa 67's games. And the best player of that era was Alan McCauley. I believe he still holds a lot of records for that team. But
wow.
Alan McCauley
So
was the
good.
star of that team. Yeah.
Huh.
So that's where I started in Ottawa. Great city. I don't know if you guys ever been, but highly recommend it. It's one city in Canada where if I got a job there tomorrow, I would love living there. It's
Really?
very cool. Yeah.
Did you go to Fort Mac after Ottawa?
No, from Ottawa, I got a job right out of school as an airborne traffic reporter in Vancouver. So I flew around in a little Cessna and reported on traffic. So I did 501 flights.
So you covered like the weather? Or
No, traffic.
So you're like collision today outside of east and west. And oh, wow. Okay.
And again, I'm from Peterborough, Ontario, and I'm doing traffic in Vancouver. So I'm getting the names. Thank God social media wasn't around, but people would call in the station. They're like, has that guy ever been here before? Because he's saying all the names of the streets wrong. I'm like, I don't know.
There's a crash of chili whack.
Yeah, exactly. Well, funny you say that because while I was in school in Ottawa, I listened to an old tape. I was doing the news, and there was a story about a guy falling through the ceiling of a restaurant while he's breaking into it. And I said it took place in Kelowna. That's Kelowna.
That's tough look there.
Yeah. So that's how dumb I was. But yeah, I survived that. And then I went from doing traffic in Vancouver to Fort McMurray and did play-by-play up there.
Yeah, Kellywana is just down the street from Marijuana.
Yeah, that's right.
So how did you how did you know that you kind of had,
Come on, Biz.
sorry, had a good feeling and felt good like talking, when did you know you were good?
Unlike
basically?
you right now.
Yeah. Sorry about that little fumble cluck.
You know what it was? When I first did, so do they still do co-op in high school where you
Yep.
go try out a job?
Yep.
Okay, so I did that at a radio station in Peterborough, and I'm like, oh man, this is like not even having a job. That's why I got into it. So I never thought I was good at speaking. I just wanted to do a job that felt like not real work. And then just after hours and hours of speaking, you finally get better. But if you listen to my old tapes, which we played on our old podcast, I was very, very bad. I was a horrible broadcaster. Like I would put on the radio voice, but my voice was still like, I'm still a child. So it was just a combination of horribleness. But hey, it all worked out in the end. And was up in Fort McMurray when they won the Royal Bank Championship. They hosted it in the year 2000. And on that team, the star player was Scotty Upshaw. So Scotty Upshaw went on to get drafted. Yeah.
Wow.
Great guy. Who's also got a podcast now.
Yep.
And he's a man rocket, missing curfew. Yeah.
Yeah, missing curfew. Great guy.
Yeah.
Here's a story about Scotty. He was on the World Juniors after I'd gone to TSN, and our TSN cameraman got pulled aside, and Scotty said, I want to tape a message. Can you get it back to someone at TSN? And the guy's like, sure. So he did a personal video message. He said, hey, Dan, this is Scotty. Awesome job getting the job at TSN, man. So happy for you. Way to go. Proud of you. And this is a guy who was on Team Canada at the time. That shows you what kind of an individual Scotty Upshaw is.
Absolutely. Dan, you just tweeted about 45 minutes ago about the goal in 2010, and you've been to some amazing places. I'd assume, hosting sport events and whatnot and broadcasting. You covered the 2010 Olympics. How special was that for you? And just maybe some other places that you've been to do some work.
Oh, the 2010 Olympics. I didn't get to go to that game, but I watched it with some friends at a bar in Vancouver, and just the atmosphere after that goal, walking through the streets of Vancouver, because I had to go to the Olympic Broadcast Center and actually work after that, was something I'd never seen before. Like people hugging cops high-fiving, everyone just running around with drinks and the cops not giving a shit. It was unreal. That was the greatest sporting event. Up until then, the greatest one was also a men's gold medal when they won in Salt Lake City. I was also in Vancouver. That's when I was working. And my brother and I went to a bar. We were watching it. And we went for the third period because we watched the first two periods at his house. I'm like, well, let's go kind of get a vibe for this. Went to a bar in Kitsilano, and the place just went bonkers. They ran out of booze. At one point, a guy that was sitting at our table, we're like, where'd that guy go? He went and bought a megaphone and was just running around the streets, and no one cared. He was blocking off entire intersections, and people just joined him. People on top of tables. It was bedlam. Whenever Canada wins gold in hockey, yeah, this city just goes this country goes kind of bonkers, which is awesome.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's unreal.
Megaphone.
All right, let's talk about you and your buddy Jay. I mean, you guys spent a lot of years over a lot. Oh my God, I got Tory syndrome right now. A lot of time over the years, you guys being on Sports Center. I mean, people loved you too there, and then you guys did some craft celebration. What was that hanging with your pal and doing those kinds of events over the years? Oh,
it was awesome. Getting to work with a guy that our entire goal is to make the other guy laugh and touring the country. We did Vancouver Olympics together, London, Russia, and Korea. So we got to do 4 Olympics together. We did the craft celebration tour, which we did the show from different cities around the country. That was unreal. And I never understood the magnitude. People might not remember it, but you had to put in a submission why you should have SportsCenter come to your town. So small towns across Canada would just embrace this. So we would show up and the cities would shut down. Trying to think of the one place we were in. We were in one town in Saskatchewan and
Estevan.
Estevan.
There it is.
We were in Estevan and they closed down Main Street and we're getting ready, setting up everything. There's a massive stage that comes along with this. And our director's on the stage and he's looking how it's going to look on show day. And he's like, nah, there's a stop sign there, but well, it's no problem. It's in the shop, but we won't worry about it. 10 minutes later, a city crew member was cutting down the stop sign. They just cut it down. I'm like, I hope the stop sign's been put back, but that's how the cities just rolled out the welcome mat for us. And you think back and you're like, if SportsCenter came to my hometown when I was a kid, I'd be bonkers too, because it's a big deal. Your city's on the map. So it was really cool to go to those towns and tell their stories. So that's something I wish they brought back. It kind of went away when Jay and I went to LA. The craft celebration tour went bye-bye.
Yeah.
What a transition into the next. Oh, real quick, what was your favorite town that you stopped in on the craft tour?
Oh, I love them all. Estevan was actually awesome.
Yeah. We'll talk about that. So I played a year of junior in Estevan, and my billet dad still talks about how he hung out with you at the Tower Cafe.
Oh yeah, we were. What's the drink they have there called? The garbage pails or something?
The trash.
I don't know, but it's like kind of when you go to the machine at like McDonald's at like Swamp Water, but with booze, and it was just not good. So we were having those, and while we were in Saskatchewan, we were in Kyle, and they put on a rodeo just for us.
Really?
Like this,
that's cool.
This cowboy hat here is from Kyle, Saskatchewan.
Boom.
So yeah, I just love going out east, going out west, wherever you go. Going to Newfoundland was awesome. There's not a single place we went to where you're like, I'd never come back here. Everyone you'd go back, you're like, Outlook, Saskatchewan? Yeah, I'd come back here on vacation. I've never heard of it. It takes forever to get here. I don't think we took one paved road to get here, but I'll come back.
So Jay, I live in the States, and I wanted to ask you about like when you and sorry, I just said Jay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm Dan.
when you and Jay went to FS1, how was that? And like, I'm kind of curious, like you guys are hilarious together, but did they censor you at all or tell you not to go overboard or anything like that? Or was it just that Americans didn't get the Canadian humor?
No one could find the channel. That was the problem. Because
219 on DirecTV.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many different cable operators. Just no one could. You can't stumble upon a show now. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, you could stumble upon TSN if you'd never seen it before, or Sportsnet. But stumbling upon a channel now, we were hoping like, okay, we got a lot of racing. Race fans will stick around after the show, and then we're like, hey, they stuck around for the first half hour, and then they all kind of went away. So we looked at minor milestones as huge achievements. But it was just, we were trying to do everything. We had, do I still have that newspaper here? See if I have it. It had a picture of everyone that's on the show. I think I moved it, but Ephraim Salam, Gary Payton, Carissa Thompson, Donovan McNabb, Gabe Kapler, who's now the manager of the Giants. All these people were on the show. And so everyone needed time to talk. So at one point, I timed how long Jay and I were on during a 3-hour show, and I think we were on for 2 minutes total. 3 hours, we were on for 2 minutes. I'm like, this isn't gonna work.
And it probably didn't help too that it was if I'm not mistaken, it was a brand new network, right?
It was, yeah. We were there to help launch it.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I remember that. I was so fired up.
Yeah, I have nothing but great things to say about the way Fox treated us. We got to live in LA. We got to work on the Fox studio lot where they like shoot. They were shooting Modern Family the whole time we were there. The Rolling Stones, was it the Rolling? Yeah, the Rolling Stones. We found out after they had left, were practicing for a tour there for like 3 weeks. But there's so many sound stages on this lot, you don't know who's using what. We're like, what the hell? The Rolling Stones were here and we didn't even know. So being in Hollywood was very trippy, but coming back to Canada, yeah, it's still an awesome country. We take for granted our free healthcare.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
Trust me.
Americans, I don't know how they can afford it. If you've got a family that's going paycheck to paycheck, how you can afford basic healthcare is beyond me. Like we literally don't have to think about it here.
Yeah.
When my kids are sick, it's like, it'll be all right.
Yeah, you go have a baby in a hospital here, and I have American friends. They're like, how much that costs? I'm like, nothing. I'm like, you don't even sign anything. You just go have a baby and leave. There, it's like
Good luck.
$20,000-$30,000.
You need a down payment.
Oh, it's
and
not that bad.
deposit.
I want to say it's about $2,000.
No, to have a baby in the States.
I've had 2 of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, did you have health care down there?
Well, actually, my wife had them, but yeah, like we have insurance, obviously.
So
But,
yeah, if you don't have insurance, I'm saying.
Yeah.
There you go. But still, zero's less than 2,000.
True.
Fact.
Yeah. Dan, I want to bring up your golf game because I was talking to James Duffy last night a bit. Gave me some did one-liners and punchlines here.
I already know what you're gonna say. One of them, I'm the fastest golfer he's ever seen.
Maybe that could have been one of the points you brought up. But at first, I want to know, how's your golf game? How much you playing? You said you haven't had a membership in, like, I don't want to age you. I don't know, grade 7 to now. So
Oh, I would. Well, how much you're what? You're like 12 years old in grade 7, and I'm 46 now. So you do the math on that one. Here, I'm gonna pull up my handicap. I'll tell you exactly how my game's gone here.
I think
Funny enough, I played a simulator at my golf course for the first time in forever. The last time I played a simulator was probably 25 years ago, and you still had to putt it into a cup, so it didn't register your putts.
Oh, really?
I can't believe how advanced they are now. And the old
Wow.
simulators, it didn't account for if you were a lefty, so everything was
Right.
off.
Yeah.
So I don't even have that excuse now on a simulator. I was still bad. Now, as far as simulators go, my biggest problem was if you're like 70 yards or even like 20 yards.
Oh yeah.
Those are tough shots because
Field
if
shot.
you're there in real life, you know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you guys have any tips for that? What do I do to correct that?
I'm just trying to
Never played it on a simulator. So I
Press
don't-
pick up the 2 automatic 2.
Yeah, automatic too. I mean, I don't know. We play
Two
enough
shot.
sim golf. Like, I feel like it's still a field shot, but like I always try and hit
Yeah.
it like 20 yards further than I actually would, I guess, for the wedge shot. But yeah, I don't know. But you
Okay.
are right though. The technology has grown crazy.
There, I pulled up the handicap. Can you see it?
Handicap 16.1.
16.1. On the last day of golf, on October 31st, when our course closed, my handicap went from 15.9 to 16. It went up on the last day of golf. And what I found was I started out of the gate great because I was playing consistently. I was shooting like high 80s. But the more I played, I was like in the low 90s. So the more I played, the worse I got, I found. That's where my golf game's at.
Your hands got sore.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. And now I'm watching, like, social media is so great for seeing quick snippets on ways to
Yeah.
improve your
Yeah.
game. But then I get in, like Sergio had one the other day, and it was all about your hip turn and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that seems easy. And then I get on the golf simulator, forgot everything he said. Because then I started thinking about my hips turning. I'm like, I've never thought about this in my life. I've never taken a lesson, which I probably should. But then I started thinking too much. So I abandoned that. And then, yeah, I need to take a golf lesson, boys.
Dan, I want to ask this question. Oh, sorry, Troy. What's up?
No, I was just gonna say I just popped in my head, but you go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ask. Okay, so James was mentioned one time he showed up in the 11th hole at Wooden Sticks and
Yeah.
he won some skins. Explain that story for us.
So when Jay and I originally did the show, when we got paired together, we were live at 2 a.m. Eastern. So we would not get out of work until 3. I wouldn't get home till around 4. So I was chasing sleep. And I believe his tee time was like 10 a.m. So I went to bed around 5, didn't set the alarm, woke up around 11. Golf course was an hour away. So yeah, I got there around on the 11th hole. And then out of the gate, I believe I took like 5 or 6 skins. because there was a carryover. I wasn't in on the carryover. I think that was settled on 11 or 12, but then the next 5 or 6 holes carried over and I won. So yeah,
Wow.
I was late because he never works and I was working and he chooses an early tee time. And now the best thing is about doing this podcast, I can golf at any time. I've always never golfed in the morning because you're chasing sleep.
Yeah.
So now early morning, late night, I love it. That's why I could accommodate a membership now.
There it is, kids.
That was-
If you want to win a money match, show up late.
Yeah.
That's right. They're all tired. They're like bad mouthing the whole time, and then just get in there with a big smile on your face, and then take them for all they're worth.
You just answered one of my questions from the gallery. I was going to ask what time you recorded, but my other question is, like, you guys got pretty big. I feel like fairly fast. I don't know if it felt fast to you, but what was there? Did you ever feel any jealousy of other TSN personalities?
No, that's the biggest misconception that I was surprised by when I got into media. I'm like, oh, there's going to be so many people with big heads and people that are full of themselves. I didn't find that at all, which was awesome. Everyone I worked with was always unbelievable, and they were happy for us when we went to LA, happy for us when we came back. So yeah, nothing but good things to say about them. As far as getting popular, I always say this in interviews now, the old clips that we did on TSN, I cringe now when I see them.
You shouldn't. They're hilarious. They are so funny.
Our stuff in our last 4 years when we came back to Canada, that is, and Jay agrees with me, that was our best stuff because we were in tears laughing. Before, if you look back, I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to pretend to even act. Like, it's just, when you feel awkward for yourself watching something like from a birthday party or something when you're younger, you're like, oh, that's how I feel now.
But like one of the best ones ever, I think I was like 11 years old and I woke up at like 7 a.m. and I see you eating this warm Klondike bar, and it melted like all over the sheets. And I was like, am I watching Sports Center with Jane Dan right now? What the hell?
So that means you must have liked Raisin Dan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Raisin Dan was good. I got to keep the box. I got that out of there.
Right now too. There was the Sandstorm one.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
Sandstorms. Jay, the reason that is good is how well he does it.
Yeah.
He is so good at doing the Sandstorm song
That's funny. And
with
then,
no instruments.
Yeah. And then when you guys had the horns too for the soccer World Cup the one time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
That was
he was
hilarious.
really doing that too. And then I was deaf for the rest of the show.
My personal favorite was, I believe it was on the craft tour. You guys were at some like war reenactment or something like that.
Oh yeah,
That I like that one.
yeah. Jay would not die. I died quickly. I got out of there.
So
It was so funny.
were these your ideas when you guys are doing it, or was someone telling you to do this?
Oh yeah, we came up with all that stuff. But stuff like my favorite of all time, until the day I die, will be our gritty intro,
Oh yeah.
in which
absolutely.
Slapshot shows up. So that was all not planned. Like Jay was not supposed to chime in. I was just supposed to do an on cam and go to the top 10 or whatever. And the fact that he delivered the lines to such perfection, the fact that our director brought in Slapshot, he's never done that to this day and never done it since. So the fact he did it that quick, it was just a perfect culmination of things happening at the right time at the right moment. So yeah, I always look back on the gritty one because my daughters even quote it. They're like, I can't perform for these kids. Whenever I say like my back hurts, they'll go like, I can't perform for these kids.
See, but that shows that you're his true characters, how funny yours are. Like just even like the ones when you're like 7:08 a.m. Saskatchewan time and you're like, Canadian. It's like you're yelling to the TV and like guys love it. It's hilarious. Or
See, that's how we wanted to do the
Hell
show
yeah.
is
But it's
like
funny.
you're sitting on the couch. Like the four of us are sitting on the couch, just watching a game. That's how we wanted it to feel. You're saying the same stuff your buddies and you'd be saying that we're just
Yeah.
saying it on TV.
yeah, it's hilarious.
Just trying not to swear.
Exactly. Well, when we did swear, we would get it beeped. But the last time I
Oh,
swore,
yeah.
I got in trouble for that. They said, don't ever do that again. I'm like, we've done it for 20 years. So I don't know what's the problem here. By the way, guys, did you notice? Oh, you can't see my shirt. I'm wearing a Saskatchewan golf brand.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Blair.
Nice.
Love
out
these
Coos.
guys. Love these guys. What's what? Why is he laughing?
Our host's reaction. That's
Different, we different sponsor, but yeah, no, they're a great company.
Oh no,
Good
sorry.
people.
Should we cut that out?
No, we're good. We're good. They're good people. I like them a lot. No complaints.
They are.
I babysat one of the owners, Brandon
Ah.
Coos.
That's awesome. Is that the guy who came up with the brand like in university?
Yep,
Yeah.
him and a buddy.
Yeah, pretty cool
Anyways,
stuff.
enough about them. Cutter, they're not
Yeah,
quite as cool
Cutter
as
and
Cutter
Buck.
and Buck.
Yeah.
Cutter and Buck.
Well, tell me about Cutter and Buck. What's this? I've never heard of these guys.
Seriously, this is
Yeah.
one of our coats. Obviously tailor-made as well, but Cutter and Buck, the best clothing. Check them out. Cutter and Buck, Canada.
Okay, I'm gonna
Unbelievable.
write that down.
Really warm, tight fitting. Check them out today. Cutter and Buck clothing. We wear them, so why shouldn't you? Unbelievable.
How are their long sleeve gear? Because I need some more long sleeve golf stuff.
This is the best golf coat ever. What do you call it? Coat? I mean, it's like a overlay.
I would
Unbelievable.
compare Cutter and Buck to Lululemon.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
like this.
It's
and what's
very
your
good.
affiliation with TaylorMade? Can you guys give me a club fitting?
We can do that for sure.
Absolutely.
Every TSN anchor on earth they always are sending out, hey, got my new TaylorMades. I'm like, no one's reached out to me, you fucking assholes.
We can definitely get you fitted up.
Absolutely.
Hey Dan, they ain't got me one yet.
See?
Hey, we
Assholes.
did it for Steve Cooley's. We got in touch with our rep, and then he got in touch with their rep, and boom, Cooley's TaylorMade guy
Boomsies.
now. So we'll get
Because right now I'm playing Callaway. So I got
Okay, we're gonna cut that out right now. There, Dan. No Callaway on the phone.
no, but I'm saying they aren't working for me.
Yeah.
You need TaylorMades. That's what
My
it is.
clubs I got were from a program this other golf supplier had, in which you played the clubs for a year. If you liked them, you paid half price. So that winter, after using them for the summer, I got a letter in the mail that we don't do that program anymore. You can keep them. So that was
Oh.
in 2002. I got those
Oh
clubs.
shit.
And this past summer, my brother upgraded his choice of clubs and he sent me his 2017s. So my clubs improved by 15 years, but I played better. That's when my game started to suck, when I got the newer clubs. I was playing better with the 2002 clubs.
Well,
That's
why
what
I-
every golfer does, right?
Well, that's
You blame the
Exactly.
Tell them
equipment.
the Troy
You
story.
blame the equipment.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It's always the equipment.
Yeah. Well, Troy went from using clubs that were older than me, and then got new ones, and his game was kind of better, but like he doesn't play enough. But I mean, like that's our other co-host. But anyways, Turner, back to golf.
Well,
here.
I once blamed when I was in Fort McMurray and I was playing a bit of golf, and I had even older clubs then, and I was playing with a scratch golfer. I'm like, man, these clubs suck. It was, for some reason, I don't know about you guys, but at a younger age, you always get mad when you're playing bad. Now I'm at an age, I'm like, I don't give a crap. No one
Yeah.
cares about your score. As long as you keep up with the group and you don't slow everyone down, no one cares.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm at the age where I'm like, I should be playing better. I'm getting mad. So I hit like a 4-iron into the woods. I'm like, these clubs suck. He's like, let me try it out. Hits the 4-iron within 6 inches of the pin, just hands it to me and walks away. Goes, yeah, they're fine. I'm like, fuck.
Fuck you.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's when I learned right there. No, it's me, not the clubs.
I'm glad we're back into golf because it makes it a little smoother transition. Our buddy James here says they have a very closed and awkward stance, but you seem to make it work yourself. Care to elaborate?
I do. I've improved on it a bit, but I have to position my feet on my drive so that I don't slice it. And yes, it does work. I finally got my club speed on my driver. It's 116.
Wow.
I don't know if
Nice.
that's good or bad.
That's pretty solid. Right.
And then
Troy?
I tried to do the John Rahm because, again, I'm watching these videos and they're like, oh, he only goes halfway back. I tried that. It did not work out.
Club
Have you
speed
seen
is
his-
116.
Yeah. Again, I
Isn't
think
that-
this
isn't that
machine's
good?
off.
That's high. Yeah.
I feel like
Should I
mine's
slow
around
her
there.
down?
You're just
Should I slow her
flexible.
down?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
There's something wrong with this machine. Here, I'll tell you what. I was 120 yards out, and I always hit a soft 9-iron with that. This is on the simulator.
Hmm.
I hit my soft 9. It went 180. So,
Oh yeah,
Muscle-
you're playing on the juice machine for
Muscle
sure.
milk.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're on
so
the
is this
juice
machine, is it just made to make you feel better about yourself?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the ones that all the golf stores like. You
Yeah.
can try to hit a 50-yard slice, and it'll be like a nice little 2-yard draw. It's like, well,
Yeah.
yeah,
You should
Yeah,
maybe
I
get
have my
sponsored by
doubts.
Melwich, Dan, because you just melt everything when you're playing golf. It sounds like.
Melted.
Yeah. Well, I do need to take a lesson, but my problem with taking a lesson is it's going to be too much in my head, or am I overthinking it?
I've never taken one, so I don't know.
Yeah. See, you're probably scratch golfer
I've got a couple championships.
then. See,
A couple
so you
more
don't need to take
more
that.
than Drew.
Yeah.
But, so if I take, okay, so I'm at 16.1 handicap. If I take a lesson, do you think I can get that down to like, my goal would be to get that to like 13 by the end of the summer?
100%.
I bet if you went from a 16 starting like in 3 weeks, you could be down to a 9 by the end of summer.
Whoa.
If you went like 3 times a week, I would think, or twice a
If you're
week.
getting the right kind of lesson.
Yeah, if you're getting the right pro and the right technique and you're playing lots and hitting the range, absolutely. But if you do no
Okay.
work at all, you'd be a 28. No work at all.
The biggest thing, Dan, and I know every pro says it, is you actually have to work on it. Like, because people will show up and take a lesson, and then they show up a month later and take another one, expecting it to get better. I mean, you just got to work at it.
Trust the
Yeah.
process.
That's like a buddy of mine in high school. He decided to take steroids. This is a true story. Decided to take steroids.
Here we go.
2 months into, he's like, I haven't gotten any bigger. We're like, have you worked out? He's like, no. He just thought by taking the steroids he was going to get bigger. So that just goes to prove that you need to put in the work. And don't take steroids, kids. Don't take steroids.
No.
Not until after high school.
That's right.
Dan, I have 2 more quick ones here, and you mentioned the one already. James says that you do have the quickest routine ever from ball and tee in hand in about 007 seconds. Care to elaborate on that? And also, you are notorious for showing up late for golf.
Okay, we've gone over the lateness. I was late once with Duffy. He needs to get over that. As for my pre-shot routine, I have slowed that down. The reason I was always so quick was I didn't want to think about it. Because when I play with Duffy, I play probably 10 times a summer, max. But now I'm playing like 3 times a week in the summer. So I have slowed it down, and that has greatly improved. Driver is probably the best thing in my bag. Like, I can hit it straight and far. So yes, I have improved that. The reason it was quick was just to take out the brain aspect.
I'm with you 1,000%.
Absolutely. I also have a quick pre-shot
Yeah,
routine.
I'm fairly quick too.
Yeah.
And
Oh, I've got some buddies that, and they're not good. And I can say this, so if I'm a 16, they'd be like a 30 handicap. And the longer the round goes, the longer the pre-shot goes. They've got the waggle. They've got the every single time. Is it rude if we say hurry the fuck up?
Nope.
Nope.
No,
Okay.
Wasting daylight, especially in Saskatchewan. Hurry up.
That's right.
Hurry
Exactly.
up.
Our days are 8 hours long. Hurry up.
Wait, you guys said golf. Is golf really starting there in 3 weeks?
Not here, but probably for you guys. Are you in
No,
Ontario?
I asked the guys at the course. I'm like, when are we opening up? Start of April? They're like, probably end of April.
Yeah, we're probably
Yeah, it's
6 to 8
about the
weeks
same.
away.
Yeah. We're a ways away. We're still indoors.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
Also, I have to bring up James said that you're a great guy and he loves you. So he's just poking fun.
Yes, James is good. James is very good at lining up free golf at good courses.
Really?
that's a good friend to
I
have.
also
James
know
sounds like a
James.
fantastic guy.
Yeah. But then he's like, well, you just got to do this video. And it's like a Steven Spielberg production. You're like, oh my God, how long is this? He's like, well, we got to show them love. I'm like, that's why I don't do this. That's why I got a membership of a course. So I can just show up in golf.
You got to do the gritty segment again.
Exactly. Recreate it with the golf course mascot.
All right, Dan and boys, we're going to go to our segment called Questions from the Gallery, sponsored by Rubber Co. Rubber Co. was founded in 2021. 100% recycled rubber. They have tons of options. Rubber ramps, rubber parking blocks, rubber flooring for rinks and gyms, and also now have rubber hockey devices. Check out the website today at www.rubberco.com or call today 306-541-9840. Think with your head and choose the right rubber. Boom.
Rubber Co. Get
Rubber
on
Co.
you, boys.
Rubber Co. All right. Lowest round ever, Dan.
85.
Where
I
at?
equaled it this summer. So I've done it twice in my life in 85.
Sorry if you already said this. Where's your home track?
It's in Peterborough at the Peterborough Golf and Country Club, a Stanley Thompson design.
Nice.
Oh,
Big deal.
that's
Nice.
the same as Waskasiu boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to play every Stanley Thompson in Canada, which there's probably like close to 200.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I know.
kidding.
In retirement.
All right. All right, Dan, what is your ultimate foursome? Who would be your
Oh.
ultimate foursome?
Golf. Golf.
Golf.
Do they have to be golfers?
No,
Nope.
no, but they have to be golfing.
Okay. How about Jesus? We need Jesus in there. Well, he could. Your ball wouldn't go in the water because you make it go over the water and stuff. Who else would we have? I'd like to golf with President Obama. He seems like a cool dude, and he
All right.
golfs.
That'd be sick. That'd be cool, actually. Yeah.
How about Sidney Crosby?
Yeah.
And then we need a real golfer, Tiger.
Tiger. Standard.
That's an eclectic mix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding.
I
I know Jesus is a first time here.
That's right.
And Obama.
I thought someone else said it. I thought it came up one time before. I could be wrong.
No,
And
good
also,
example.
if
Had a
Jesus
wild
was
one.
playing, we'd prove if he was real or not. Because I need proof here, bud.
No one
So
really knows.
so if he doesn't show up for that tee time, then you know.
No, he shows up on the 11th hole.
That's right.
And wins all the skins.
He says, "Guys, I was there in spirit, literally."
What's your best like funny or awkward interview moment that you've had or that you recall?
Oh, that's an easy one. When I first got to TSN, I had to cover a Hurricanes Devils series. So this would have been like 2004 or 2003. And I didn't know what I was doing. So I was in Carolina and I had to interview Rod Brindamore after a period. And he had just got stymied by Marty Brodeur. And I'm like, he's a pretty good goalie, eh? And he's like, what kind of questions that? So it all went downhill from there. And yeah, that guy's intense. He's even intense to this day while a coach.
Dan, have you ever interviewed the guy that goes, "Who do you think you are? I am," like the bowling guy?
No, but I know a guy who does bowling. He does play-by-play, Rob Stone. So Rob Stone knows that guy. I worked with him at Fox. So
Okay.
second degree of separation from that guy.
That Pistol Pete Weber.
That's right. That was the anniversary the other day, right? On Sunday?
Who do you think you
Awesome.
are? I am.
Yeah.
I watch bowling a lot. I used to bowl. Pete Weber. Anyways, fun.
All right.
Fire wager.
If there's anyone off the top of your head, who is your favorite athlete to interview? Like the most fun? Like
Yeah. Good question.
Favorite, we interviewed the most while we were at Fox because they would come right into the studio. I found Danica Patrick really awesome. Like my daughters were in the room when she came in and she went right over to them and said, "Who are these girls here?" And the firmest handshake you've ever felt in your life. Like she breaks your hand. she's got your attention. So I found her to be very cool. A very nice person too.
Got to hold on to that steering wheel. She got strong hands.
That's right.
What's your it's kind of a two-parter. Favorite sports movie and favorite movie?
Favorite sports movie is Field of Dreams. Sports movie enthusiasts always have a problem with it. They're like, that's not a real sports movie. I'm like, well, it's about building a baseball field and playing baseball on it. So
How cool was that this summer when they
oh my
did
God, guys, I was in
It was cool.
tears.
so
That was
Like
unreal.
literally in tears. I thought they would take it one step further. I'm like, if you're going, because everyone's like, oh, it's so corny. I'm like, F off.
At the
They
cornfield.
should have taken it one
Yeah.
step
Nasty.
further and Kevin Costner go out, throw the pitch, and it's his dad behind the plate.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Super cool.
Then everyone would have lost it, but then also all the other naysayers would have been like, "This went too far."
baseball people or non-baseball people just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't. It was supposed to be cheesy. It was. They were only there because of a movie.
Yeah.
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 You idiots. Oh, God. And what was the other part of that one? Oh, what is my favorite movie? Period.
Yeah.
I really like Pulp Fiction and a movie called The Sting, if you guys have ever seen that. And I've actually gone into a deep dive on movies made in the 70s lately. There were really good movies back then. If you just Google like top 50 movies from the 70s, The Sting pops up there. It was a very good time. The Godfather and Godfather Part 2 were number 1 and 2 on that list.
Elite.
Two-part question. I think you're an Office guy. Favorite TV show, and will you ever get into acting?
I'd love to get into acting. Favorite TV show? I like the British Office. Actually, I never watched the American one.
I couldn't get into
the original. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
Was that Ricky Gervais on that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite TV show of all time, if I had to watch it like for the rest of my life, would be Tim and Eric. Awesome show, great job. So there's 2 comedians. Look it up. It's all over YouTube. It's really wacky. The shows are only 15 minutes long, so you don't need a long attention span. But that's actually the show that Jay and I bonded over because it came out like in the early 2000s, and we would watch it and send clips to each other and stuff and like just watch it at work. So yeah, Tim and Eric, awesome show. Great job.
Jay, I want to ask about your podcast now. We talked about it briefly at the start, but what's it about? And I know we've seen the ads in the Olympics. It's Boomsies. It's about sports. It's about life. It's Boomsies. I'm Dan. Walk us through what Boomsies is, where the name came from, what it's all about, and yeah, give the people what they want to know.
It's essentially like George Costanza, if you're familiar with Seinfeld, when he's pitching Seinfeld to the executives. He's like, it's about nothing. And that's kind of what it is. Like right now, with the way the world is, like we tape our show tomorrow. We tape it every Tuesday. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. All I know is that I'm going to be talking to Natalie Spooner about her gold medal. And then, yeah, whatever's on my mind, probably talk about the Leafs. Just talk about whatever's in the news and have fun with it. It's an hour for people to just forget about all their problems. That's why I do it. I talk about my personal struggles, about losing my job and that stuff, about my car breaking down, the squeak on my dryer's back. I got to figure that out. And I describe how I took the cover off my dryer, and it's a gas powered dryer. If you've ever looked in one, it's like a blowtorch under your dryer. There's like a massive flame drying my clothes. Like it's terrifying. So now I'm scared to go back in there.
You're like Home Alone. You're Kevin. Home Alone.
Exactly. So if someone breaks into my house, I'll just leave the cover off the dryer and have it on. They'll be like, what? And turn all the lights out. Then they'll walk in. They're like, what the hell's going on in here? Then we have lots of guests come on, like Natalie Spooner. We had a woman from Australia come on last week. We had John Morris, another gold medalist, a curler. He's been on. So we chat with them. And the name came from a producer we had at Fox in LA by the name of Sean Keegan. He'd be in our ear during segments and say LeBron James dunked the ball. And he's like, boomsies. Or someone fell on their face. He goes, that's a boomsies. So it always stuck with us. And I reached out to him like, I'm going to use that for the name of a podcast. He's like, yeah, go nuts. So that's where boomsies came from. As my producer here now, producer Tim said, I don't think he knew the extent that you were going to use the name Boomsies. He's probably coming looking for money. I'm like, well, there's no money in podcasts, so come get it.
Hold on. So I think I listened to a podcast the other day. So Tim's with you, producer Tim?
Producer Tim. He and I got fired the same day, and we have a very interesting relationship. We would sometimes go 6 months without talking to each other. But as I tell anyone that'll listen, you need a person working with you that's just not going to say yes to everything. Yeah. That is going to call you out and say, no, you can't do that. So I'm like, God, I guess I got to have him along. He's like having Eeyore working with you. He's like, tomorrow he'll come tomorrow and he'll tell me about an Amazon delivery, a story that should take 20 seconds. It'll take him 15 minutes. Like, oh God, I don't know why I put myself through it.
It's always asking the next question. Oh, and then what happened? Oh,
no, I don't. I have no follow-ups. I just come sit down here and put my headphones on, pretend I got work to do, and then pretend to type things.
It's like Alan in Hangover 3 when his dad's yelling at him.
Yeah. Tori, Rip, any more here? I got one more at the end, but you guys?
David Stewart wants to know what your favorite watering hole is in Saskatchewan, but I think you kind of already answered that with your Estevan, whatever.
Oh, but no.
Yeah, City.
So Crazy Cactus, when we used to go there,
Mhm.
the Crazy Cactus was a gong
Saskatoon?
show in Saskatoon.
Like the green cups?
Yes, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
gringo comes in the green. cup.
Gringos are dynamite, also criminal. Yeah.
I don't drink anymore. I think it's because I had too many gringos once. I think of those and I get like acid reflux because it's almost like a melted popsicle with booze, and you're just like, oh, this can't be good. I'll have another though.
Isn't it beer, tequila, and vodka, and then like slush?
Oh, it's horrible.
And you're drinking,
But it's a tradition.
just pounding.
You got a
Yes.
pumpkin head.
Because it's so much sugar.
They are good though.
They are.
Hey,
delicious.
Drew, but if he did drink, who should he drink?
Oh yeah, you should drink Molson or Last Mountain. Hey, actually, what I'll do is, Dan, after the show, I'll get your mailing address and we'll send you a couple bottles of Last Mountain Distillery.
Okay. What
Yeah.
is it?
What's booze?
Everything.
If you
Yeah.
did drink, but you can like share it on your pod if you want.
It's
Oh, then people
bottles
will come
come
my
in, what do you call
case.
those? The grain bins.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah. So they're grain bins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I can give those away to people.
The
Yeah.
bottles are shaped.
I
like
want to see
pretty
that.
sweet.
Yeah.
Super
Perfect. That I've got my Christmas presents all planned out.
There you go.
Cool. Turning last.
I'm all good.
Okay, last one here for you, Dan. We usually finish the podcast with this piece of advice for a young listener today listening, what it takes to make it in life, or be a lawyer, or judge, or doctor, or broadcaster, whatever. You must have some good advice for them.
So, since I started broadcasting, I got in the industry in 1997. So, it's dramatically changed. Before, I'd say, hey, go to Fort McMurray and get a job and learn how to do everything at that station. But now that all those little stations are closing and those jobs are hard to come by, if you want to be in the business, learn how to make content that's original. And then people will find it. And that's almost your demo reel now. Because someone will just like, don't be twerking or something, because someone who's going to hire you to do play-by-play for the oil barons or the 67s isn't going to say, oh, this guy or girl's a good twerker. No, if you want to be a professional, put out professional content that's entertaining, that's informative. And then when you do get a job in the industry, learn how to do everything at the station, like the editing, the shooting, the on-air stuff, everything behind the scenes, because then if you know how to do all that, you're tougher to fire, because they're like, well, that guy knows how to do all that stuff. This new guy doesn't. So let's keep this guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an ever-changing industry. So be on your feet and find ways to be creative.
Awesome.
Love it.
Well, boys, Dan O'Toole today. I think we had a lot of fun with this one. We appreciate you coming on the show. Hope we can do it again down the road. And best of luck with you and Boomsies. And yeah.
So hey guys, you can use that. Hit a good drive, good shot on the golf course. Boomsies.
Boomsies.
And then
You
for
hold
you,
out from the fairway. Boomsies.
and then and vice versa. When you shank one off the hosel.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things that go through. I have a lot of things that go wrong. When I look at my club, I'm like, I haven't hit it in the middle of this club ever. There's no marks.
When Drew hits a good drive, it was an accident.
Yep.
You know what actually drive I hit not bad? You guys have probably done it, the Happy Gilmore. I'm probably like 7 for 10 on hitting a pretty good drive with the Happy Gilmore.
I'd do that every time then if I were you.
That's all.
Yeah, but you think about, oh man, if I miss this, I might kill someone.
Are you a lefty or righty?
Lefty. Yeah.
Lefty. Okay.
True Canadian. First time ever this summer, I was in a group, 4 lefties. I've never had 4 lefties, but we had one group, 4 of them.
Well, that wasn't it. That was for sure planned. They put all the lefties in one group. They're like, get these guys out first. Get them going. Get them out first in the morning.
Exactly.
All right, Dan. We appreciate it, man. Like I said, best of luck the rest of the way here, and we'll stay in touch and hopefully do it down the road.
Thanks, boys. Hit her straight.